Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about the full moon in Capricorn that is happening on July 10th. I'm going to be going through how this is unfolding, what this illumination of this lunation means, and how it's going to be affecting you personally based off of your rising sign. So we're going to talk a little bit deeper about the full moon, and I always invite you guys to watch the first part before jumping into your rising sign so you get some more context on what this is about. So don't just skip ahead. Watch the first bit too. I always get some questions or comments from people that are like, what does this mean? And I'm like, did you guys watch all of it? So watch all of it. I know. And if I need to put like Subway Surfers to the side, let me know. But anyways, a couple of housekeeping things. My readings for July are open. I have opened my embodiment sessions as well. So if you want to dive deeper into somatic practices with me, you can book with me in the description below. All of my stuff is going to be linked below. Also, if you're not signed up to my newsletter, it's called Letters from the 8th House, where I channel the upcoming transits straight to your inbox every Monday to guide you through the week. You can subscribe to that below. It's totally free. It's amazing. It's nice to have little touch points of where the week is moving and the ability to just kind of have that guide point. There's that. What else? Oh, those who are signed up for my newsletter get first priority to all the things that I'm doing. So my website's going to be launching soon, which my mentorship is going to be opening there as well. So if you want to be the first to know, subscribe there. What other things? I love you guys. Like, I have a deep gratitude for everybody who's joining me here on this journey. It is so deeply rewarding, and working on YouTube is so nice. I love YouTube. So this has been really, really fun. Okay, enough of all that stuff. I'm gonna readjust my cat from attacking things, and then we're gonna talk about this full moon, okay? All right, so let's actually dive into this full moon in Capricorn. As always, full moons are when the moon is at its peak illumination, which means it's revealing things to us. It's highlighting things. The energy of the emotional realm is at its highest culmination point. This full moon is at 18 degrees of Capricorn, which is... We're going to talk more about like the details of like the position and what it means. But overall, when we put the moon in Capricorn, it's kind of got this interesting crunchy feeling to it because the moon doesn't really want to be in Capricorn. Capricorn moon energy is a bit void of emotion. The way I've always looked at it or perceived it is it's almost like I see like a hallway with a bunch of filing cabinets, and it's almost like all the emotions are in these filing cabinets and like looking and making sure they're right in the right place and they're processed at the right times. But it's very interesting because this full moon feels really, really deeply rewarding on an emotional level. This is really bringing in harvest and mastery. It's bringing in this culmination point of all the work that you've been putting in to your growth. And it's being illuminated here. And depending on where it falls in your chart, it'll have more depth and substance to it. It's this overall theme of discipline equals rewards. It's really that thought because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and literally Saturn goes retrograde a couple days after this. It's creating this space of review of all the things that you've been putting your effort into, and it feels like this deep appreciation for the work that you have done and have been putting in. And I see like kind of giving yourself a hug of like, wow, like you have been doing it. It's almost though we've been kind of caught in this energetic space of like trying to figure out next steps really quickly. And if we take the opportunity to actually look back at the last 6 months, because I want you to think about the Capricorn new moon. So think back to Capricorn season, which was end of December into January of 24 to 25. So, right. Thinking about that, think about the intention set, and especially because of the fact that it's a new year, there's usually some new intention set for the upcoming year. And I want you to think of like where you were then and where you are now. Whoa, that is a lot. So this full moon is at 18 degrees of Capricorn, which is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Virgo. And this full moon has a loose trine to Mars happening. Mars is at 15 degrees, and it's really, really beautiful. This sort of conversation that the full moon and Mars and Virgo are having, it really is illuminating the long-term effects of our effort, of our discipline, of our commitments. We see where our work has matured, but also we're seeing where our work might need some extra support as well. It doesn't feel like it's in this way of ridicule, but like, oh, this is where I might need an extra support beam, or I might need to shift the direction of things. With this being a Mars-ruled decan, this is not a passive moment that is happening here. This full moon has a extra like push to it. It creates a desire to build, to refine, to act, right? This is ambition plus momentum equals something tangible, right? When we look at the Mars energy and Mars being in Virgo, this is day-to-day discipline that leads to results. And I feel as though this new moon, it's very interesting. I was calling the new moon a full moon, and I've been calling this full moon a new moon. It's very interesting energy that's present right now. But it kind of is that like revealing of all the work that's been done, but also thinking about what else can we add to this rebuilding to better our foundation, right? Capricorn wants the best for us. Capricorn wants us to utilize time because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, which is all about time. This full moon wants us to recognize the time and energy that goes into building our dreams and actually looking at all the steps that you've taken. And there's a part, because I feel this energy that's present as well, especially because the sun is in Cancer too, is like recognizing the polarity of Cancer and Capricorn, of the support that is needed to build our dreams is also deep nurturing, right? We need to pull in that Cancerian energy and make sure that we're emotionally fulfilled as well. So it's kind of this duality of like building and then like going back to like nurture ourselves. So it's like kind of this masculine and feminine push and pull and like building slowly. This full moon is ruled by the Three of Pentacles. I'll put the card here. And in the Three of Pentacles, this is all about collaboration, skilled labor, shared vision. This is sort of like architecture, right? This is showing what is possible when you blend expertise with planning, with teamwork. And I know not all of us are actively working in team dynamics, but I want to invite you to look at like the different parts of yourself and how you've cultivated different skills to start building parts of your life, right? You have your own, I'm thinking of internal family systems as well here, where it's like you've taken this is like illuminating the parts of yourself that have built your life thus far. And it feels as though new recognition for different parts of your psyche or identity coming to the surface, like your internal mother, internal father, internal child, and just like recognizing the healing that has been done and also the steps taken to build a new foundation for yourself. And like this feels kind of like a pat on the back moment from you to you. Let's dive a little bit deeper, and here's some questions I have for you guys as we start to reflect on this illumination of the moon in Capricorn. What are the mountains you've been trying to climb and why, right? This full moon offers us the opportunity to reflect and redirect, especially with Saturn going retrograde just 2 days afterwards. We're going to go back into that reflection period. It's like, is this the direction you want to go? It's sort of like, I'm seeing like peaks and valleys. It's like you've reached like a certain peak, and it's like almost like mapping out the next steps based off of where you're presently at and reflecting on where you came from. It's almost like looking back at all the achievements that you've made to be where you're at. It's very earth based, grounded, tangible, like practical things that we're reviewing here. This is also having us ask, are your efforts being witnessed, supported, and aligned with your values? And it's sort of this reflection on, what are my values? Like, what does matter in my long-term vision? Because Capricorn, when I always speak to clients about Capricorn energy, I like to go through all the different earth signs. So we have Taurus. Taurus is all about the self and all about providing for themselves. And I think of them as like how would I describe it? It's switched a lot, but I see Taurus as sort of a bedroom where it's catering to the individual person. And then Virgo would have a community garden to feed their family and their friends and the close community. And Capricorn would be like a cathedral. They build something that's going to last beyond them, beyond their legacy. And that's where this energy is really coming to play. So this full moon is sort of, it feels like a wake-up call to actually take your work more seriously. Not from perfectionism, but from purpose. Like, there's this sort of tunneling into the deeper parts of your desires and getting really, really clear. And it feels like this is being reflected back at you. There's so many different parts of the astrology that comes into play with this, with Uranus moving into Gemini just a few days ago. And the fact that Neptune just went retrograde, and we just have a lot of massive shifts happening. So we're being invited to look at where we've been and where we want to go with the energy that's present. Especially the fact that all of our outer planets are now in new signs. It's kind of like we're getting the feeling of like things are going to be different. It's about to be vastly different. And so this full moon is giving us the opportunity to reflect on where we've been and where we want to go. So I had another thought with this. Give me a second. I want to invite you guys to celebrate your successes and celebrate how far you've come with this full moon in Capricorn. And full moons are about release and celebration and recognizing and witnessing your growth. Truly. And with it being in Capricorn, it's that tangible day-to-day hard work and grit that's been put into building your long-term vision. Capricorn understands that it is not a sprint, that it is truly an endurance-based race that is happening. So this is a marathon that you're running of life. So there's this need also, and an invitation for this Capricorn full moon is like, stop and appreciate the things. Stop and appreciate what's going on. Especially like, that's sort of the invitation from the sun in Cancer, is like witnessing the things that are in the container of your emotional realm. And bringing in that Virgo Mars energy again is bringing in this energy of finding day-to-day habits that actually support this. I feel it's interesting because the way this is moving through, and I appreciate everybody's patience as I settle into the energy and tap a little bit deeper into it, is this Capricorn full moon wants us to, oh man, so many things are coming in because I'm recognizing those last couple degrees of Taurus, Uranus and Taurus that we went through was shaking things up. And now Uranus being in Gemini, it's kind of like this whole new moment that we're entering within our nervous system, within our higher mind. And so this full moon in Capricorn is really bringing us into this grounded moment of like a touch point, a touchstone, just like really pulling us into our center of like, hey, this is where you've been. And now it's the invitation of, where do you want to go? What's next? And really tuning into taking your work more seriously and letting go of the perfectionism, but really realigning with your purpose. And it's almost like this search for purpose is present as well. And utilizing that Mars and Virgo to take day-to-day steps forward and to align yourself with things that feel grounded. Every time I say feel grounded, I think of a song by Aurora. It's a Daydreamers, I believe, by Aurora. And that feels really, really like present of like, I just heard, don't let your dreams be dreams. And that's kind of the feeling, unironically, of this full moon. It's kind of like recognizing, careful what you wish for. And now I'm hearing the, is it the Pussycat Dolls? Yeah. Careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. I love when things come through like this when I'm talking about the different transits, because it's always unique when spirit is present as well. So I see yourself like freeing yourself from your own shackles almost, where it's kind of like recognizing sort of things that you've been pulling along with you to this point. And it's like, oh, wait, I don't actually have to carry that into the next phase of my life. And this full moon in Capricorn is allowing you to reflect on those things. I almost see like chains around your ankles with like the weights on them that you've been dragging. And it's like, okay, that's not going to take me to the next phase. So I'm going to let that go. And it might have this kind of tense moment of like, how do I take steps forward after letting that thing go? But Mars and Virgo is really going to support us here. And also, again, bringing in that 3 of Pentacles energy that this full moon is ruled by brings in this sort of like, ask for help, rely on the people around you, seek collaboration. You don't have to do this alone, is the invitation of this full moon as well. So we're going to jump into how this is affecting you based off your rising sign. It's going to be a little bit quick and just little touch points. And linked below, I will be having a full moon ritual to support you in moving through this full moon specifically. And it's going to be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more practical. So you can get that down below, or if you sign up to my newsletter, it'll be on there as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the rising signs. As always, my Aries risings, take everything I say and amplify it, because you've got the natural chart. So this full moon is happening in your 10th house of vocation and career. There's a spotlight on your career, on your public image, and your role in the world that is coming to illumination here. You may feel pressure at this time to prove yourself or take accountability for your direction in the world. This full moon is a maturation of your leadership. How do you want to be seen? This really is inviting you to reflect on your stage in the world, and if it's something that you want to continue or take a new direction with this full moon, okay? For my Taurus risings, this is happening in your 9th house of beliefs, of higher learning. This is a culmination around those areas of life. This can talk to travel as well. You know, the 9th house is all about different religions and beliefs and traveling. So this full moon invites you to look at, are your beliefs aligned with your values? Is there a need for you to shift the direction, or just reflect on the depth of how your beliefs have gotten you to this certain point in life, and if they are going to carry you to the next phase? This is a check-in on your greater vision, and recognizing if your daily actions, that Mars and Virgo, are supporting you in moving forward in the way you desire to go. All right, Gemini risings, this is happening in your 8th house of unconscious realms, of the deep, dark parts of your psyche. There is an emotional intensity around intimacy, debt, power, and shared resources. That's the 8th house, right? You're being asked to take your healing seriously here, right? This is really, really deep. Look at where you've been giving your power away. That's what this full moon is asking you to do. This is a good full moon for you to look and reflect on money, on therapy, and connecting and like moving through those deeper parts of you and confronting what's hidden. Like literally the full moon is highlighting the realm of darkness for you, of all those parts of you that you keep hidden. And so what shame cycles or guilt cycles are you ready to release and take ownership of so that you can move into the next phase of your life? All right, for my Cancer risings, this is happening within your 7th house of relationships. This is where relationships are coming to a head, where you are looking at your relationships and reflecting on the desire for commitment or regeneration or renegotiation, just depending on where you're at, whether you're single or are in a relationship. Are you building together? Are you aligned to what you truly desire in partnerships? I feel like I want to touch a little bit deeper for my Cancer risings here, because whenever it's 7th house, I always talk about whether you're in relationship or not. For my Cancer risings that are not in partnership, are you actually building your life in a way that's supportive of having a partnership if you desire a partnership? Or are you being a good partner to yourself? Are you providing for yourself? For those of you who are in partnership, it's time for you guys to look at the foundational pieces of the connection. Is this actually going to take you to the place that you desire to go? Is the vision shared? Is it supportive of what you're building within the relationships? This is your opportunity to reflect on your boundaries and reflect on co-creative structures within partnerships. This is a beautiful time for you to sit down in partnership and, discuss those big pivotal pieces for what you wish to build in relationships. It's actually really, really beautiful. And I feel like for some of you, you're reflecting on past relationships as well and looking at what hadn't worked in the past and how can you re-navigate present relationships and build from a new foundation and not repeat those old patterns that never really worked out in the first place. For my Leo risings, this is happening in your 6th house. So the 6th house represents our nervous system, our daily discipline, health, work, those sort of places. So that's where this full moon is illuminating. You might be realizing what is not sustainable for you anymore in this realm of your life. This full moon's illuminating parts of where you've been and where you want to go. It's time to clean up your work systems, you refine your routines, and maybe advocate for better work-life balance, whether that's speaking up at your job or actually taking steps at home to create a better balance with the work that you're doing. Regulate your nervous system. You might need to bring in some new practices that really support you and your nervous system and your health overall. All right, for my Virgo risings, me too. It's always funny talking about this. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how this is affecting me. So this is happening in your 5th house, which has to do with creativity, play, inner child, and dating realm. So creative projects, romance, inner child stuff is reaching a turning point for you. So are you letting yourself be seen for who you really are and not just what you produce? Isn't that crazy? You're valuable just as you are and not what you bring to the world. I know we struggle with that with 5th house and Capricorn because we think that we have to prove our worth to enjoy life, right? This is literally your opportunity to let joy in and my left ear just started ringing, which is all about yeah, have fun, create. It's what's interesting about this illumination here in the 5th house is it's sort of looking at where you found joy in the past and how that is changing and really creating a sort of supportive foundation for yourself to move forward in a way where you can receive pleasure and receive joy and be who you really are and allow yourself to be seen as that. There's a word, it's authenticity over perfection is what I'm feeling here. It's you actually allowing yourself to be seen fully as who you are and letting that be okay. And have fun. Have fun. Me too. All right, I love you guys. All right, for my Libra risings, this is happening in your 4th house of home, of foundation, family, emotional safety. Those themes are coming into view for this full moon. You may be called to build stronger foundations here, or to break away from foundations that you inherited from your upbringing. This full moon is your invitation and opportunity to reflect on what home means to you now. Good luck. Okay, Scorpio risings. This is happening in your third house of communication. This is communication, learning, sibling/peer dynamics are highlighted as well at this time. Where do you need more structure on how you think, speak, or teach? There's sort of this new invitation for you to look at what's worked in the past and how that might need to shift to take you to the next chapter in your future. It's time for you to redefine and refine your own personal message that you're putting out into the world, and also upgrading your mindset. You're getting a little mindset scrub. It's time for you to shift that day-to-day thought process and thought loops, and you're really getting those illuminated right now. So I just said, in my head I heard, good luck, Charlie. You've got this, truly. Invite yourself to catch those repeating thought loops, and I heard, and break away. I'll spread my wings and learn how to fly. Set yourself free. Like I said at the beginning of this video, set yourself free. All right, Sagittarius risings. This is happening in your second house. This is financial or self-worth related. These matters are coming to a light with this full moon. What have you been building? And is it truly supporting you, right? It's like really taking a look at those key foundational pieces. This is your opportunity to look at resource management. Okay? So aligning yourself to your values. And if you don't know what your values are, it's really time for you to like sit with yourself and be like, okay, what are like my little homework assignment for you guys, Sagittarius risings, is take a seat and write down 10 things that matter most to you, right? 10 things. Like, is it authenticity? Is it creativity? Like, sit. And those are your value systems, and don't stray from those. They might change and shift as you grow, but we really need you to like hone in, and maybe it's 5. Maybe it's 5. I feel like 10 might have been too much for you guys. So take some time to do that, okay? And for my Capricorn risings, this is happening in your first house of identity. So your personal identity, your physical reality, how you perceive things, how the world perceives you. Those themes are coming to culmination with this full moon. It's really like highlighting your masks. So there is a shedding here and or a realization of how you lead, how you assert, how you show up. So it's like you're being handed a mirror with this moon right now. So who are you? Who are you? After all of the work that you've gone through, like again, reflecting on the past 6 months, like what has changed, what's transformed, and what are you going to let go of to take you into the next 6 months? Okay. Okay, Aquarius risings. This is happening in your 12th house. This is the subconscious, the spiritual, the retreat-oriented aspects of yourself. It's kind of where you go when you're not consciously expressing. These themes are being illuminated. So it's going to be sort of deeper. It's a time for you to pause and reflect and listen before pushing forward. I want you to... It's funny trying to articulate the 12th house because there's not words for it, but there's this invitation for you to look at old subconscious beliefs. And again, when I say look at subconscious beliefs, you're like, how do I look at those? And that's the thing, is it's those subtle ways that you move through the world. And with your 12th house being Capricorn, it's pretty like rigid. Something within you internally or like karmically is completing. Like it's almost like a subconscious pattern of yours is coming to a close here. And so it might not be something that you can conceptualize at a intellectual level, but you'll find after this full moon that things shift on a subconscious level. For my Pisces risings, this is happening in your 11th house. This is community, dreams, collective impact. Those things are coming to surface here. What role do you play within your circles? This is funny because I know my brother's probably watching this. He's Pisces rising. There's a Cybertruck. Tell your friends, Cybertruck outside. That's funny. Funny. For my other Pisces risings, maybe Cybertrucks are significant for you. Anyways, that was just very niche for my brother. What role do you play in your circles? Like, who are you in your community field? It's genuinely time for you to level up your vision. This full moon in Capricorn is like, what is your future? What's that look like? It might be opportunity for you to walk away from something that's no longer aligned within your vision, within your collective community. I see like people falling away or you stepping away from certain ways of connecting with people here. Okay? All right. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I deeply appreciate those who watch all the way till the end. You know, give me those watch time, whatever. Anyways, if you want to work deeper with me, all of my stuff is linked below. You can use my site there. And again, I invite you guys to sign up for my newsletter so you can be up to date on all the transits that are happening. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love you all so deeply, and I'm excited to continue to work deeper with you guys and continue to share my heart and my mind within this space and on this level and in longer form format. Yeah, I can say words. All right. Love you guys. Bye.